Dean, I hate to start by talking about a decision, but it was such a big one, the penalty. What are your thoughts?
I think it was such a clear one as well. I think that's why everybody's asking me. At the time, I didn't think it was a free kick. From my vantage point, I thought Ezri had got his heel to the ball, and then closer inspection, you look at it on the camera, and Fernandes has tried. Anybody in football knows a drag back. You know, he's got his foot on the top of the ball, and his second foot ends up on Ezri. So it should have been a free kick to us, but unfortunately, VAR has seen something totally different, and gone with John Moss's original decision, which is baffling, to be honest.
I think it's a penalty. I think it's just one of them things. If you played football, you do some skills and you land on top of someone who's tried to tackle you, most of the time you'll get a foul, and I think it's a foul.
So much talk about the impact of Bruno Fernandes, understandably, but Mason Greenwood's now hit the scene, and just how good is he right now? How good is he going to be?
Oh, he's playing really well. I think he was the catalyst today after about 20 minutes. The penalty goal started off with him as well. He shrugged off a challenge and drove with the ball. I think he was our outstanding player in the first half.
We've got to start.
You see it, and we've got so many angles to show you that it's clearly, in our opinion, and I love United, but there's the two players involved, Fernandes and Konsa. The plays, it's fiddled about a bit, and it just gets laid through a deflection to Fernandes. Now, anybody that's played the game of football knows what Fernandes is trying to do. He's trying to do what I would call the Rocky Rocastle turn.
The David Rocastle.
The David Rocastle turn. And he gets it wrong.
Zidane.
He gets it wrong. Zidane copied David Rocastle. Let's get it right. And he gets it wrong. He actually puts his studs down Konsa's shin, Tim.
I feel for Aston Villa, because they just hit the post, they're on top, and now this totally goes against them. This is blatant foul on Konsa. VAR need to step in, and they need to protect the players as well, because that could have been a serious injury, but it's a big mistake.
And like Tim says, changed the game, didn't it?
It did. And unfortunately, VAR, they're there to say, has the referee made a clear and obvious error? And they obviously didn't think he had, but everybody else does. I don't understand.
Disappointing.
We have spoken to the Premier League Match Centre on this issue tonight, and a number of other decisions which we'll get to over the course of the programme, and they say wrong decision. As you said, it should have been overturned by VAR, but wasn't, and it should have actually been a foul on Konsa.
How does it help Villa? All this, you can't get these wrong. Have we not got VAR for this reason? These decisions can cost football clubs millions, absolute millions, and it might cost Villa millions. Yes, they've been woeful this season, but that decision might cost Villa millions.
And that's what they're in. They're in that van there, ready to make the big decisions, and they can't do it. So for me, it's really disappointing.
I feel we should just sort of record what you've said there and use it again later on in the programme. We might need that. There's a teenager who's rightfully getting an awful lot of attention, and 4 goals in 3 games now for Mason Greenwood. What a talent.
Yeah, he's getting better for me. He's getting better, he's getting quicker, Tyrone Mings here, he knows that Martial's on his right shoulder. He should be aware that he's being closed down. His touch is bad, and he just gets what we would call, he gets weighted off the ball. His reaction's very good. Tyrone Mings tries to get back in, but when you've got 3 or 4 Man United rockets running away from you, Tyrone Mings actually goes too deep. He goes far too deep, and the strike, the connection, Tim.
Yeah, the transition was brilliant, and this is where he drags it on his left to set himself, but then he sets himself again here now, receives it, touch, right foot. How clean is that? I don't know whether he's left-footed or whether he's right-footed. The way he's hit that ball for such a young kid, the composure, but that strike is immaculate.
Yeah, the mistakes that Villa are making at the moment are avoidable. They're avoidable. Tyrone Mings was,
There. Only
bad,
3 teenagers have scored more than him, and that's 1 more. You might have heard of them: Wayne Rooney, Brian Kidd and George Best.
You know what, Dan? Like Tim just said, I'm not sure. I thought he was just a left-footed player, but I've seen him score some absolute worlders with his right foot. What a future.
He's got some attention, so too has Bruno Fernandes, but I think you were particularly impressed with Paul Pogba as well.
Paul Pogba, for me, he's a whole new player, but he's got so much more now with Bruno Fernandes in the team, and this is straight off the training ground. Pogba not even interested. You've got right now Rashford, Greenwood playing their part, runs away from the ball, Greenwood, then to the ball to drag the defender away. Rashford doing his job by standing still. Grealish switches off. Now this touch, not the best touch, but the set, Grealish can shut him down quicker, but Pogba now is playing with so much confidence, and that finish is delightful.
You know, the first touch is not great. He'll be disappointed with his first touch, but he just uses Luiz and he uses Grealish and he just bends it into that corner. The keeper cannot move because he can't see the ball. He set that ball out away from the post and he's bent it in. He's in great form at the moment, Pogba. Very, very confident, enjoying his time with his midfielder, Maestro Pal.
How worried would you be from a Villa perspective with 4 games to go and 4 points from safety?
You look Palace, Everton, Arsenal, West Ham left to play.
Big ones there.
But I think it's how they're going to score goals. You know, in the game, you just feel for them because Trezeguet, when he hits the post, the crosses, they're on top the first 10, 15 minutes. And to concede that penalty definitely took the wind out of their sails. So it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, agreed.
Dion, on the return of football, we had a conversation on Football Focus about Black Lives Matter and about the players taking the knee, which has continued. Do you feel that it is making a difference?
I hope so, Dan. I really do, because I think the way that the whole of football and sport in general is getting involved in this, it's staying in a talking point. We're all making sure that we're talking about it openly now. But again, Dan, I'll say it again, sick of the talk, sick of the knees, sick of the T-shirts. This has to come. I've got to say, we have to educate young black kids and young white kids about each other's history. You know, and joking apart, Dan, if the Prime Minister wants to ask me to help him do that, I'd love to do it. Because the only way to get as close as we possibly can to eradicating racial hatred in this country is to educate the kids in school.
Oh, I hope he's watching Match of the Day.
So do I.
OK, it is available on the iPlayer as well. Now, Southampton went to Everton following back-to-back wins, including one over Manchester City. Everton's hopes of European football next season suffered a setback with defeat at Spurs on Monday night.
But did you get off to a fortunate start with a penalty award?
I don't think so. I think it's a penalty. If you try to tackle me, I jump over you and I land on you. I think that's a foul. The boy sticks out his leg. He does a fantastic Zidane pirouette or Maradona, whatever, who you think is worthy of that turn, and he lands on him. And I think it's a penalty.
From then on, were you in total control?
No, we weren't. Going into half-time 2-0 up, I think we were a bit fortunate. But with 2-0, I think we were in control. Second half, some excellent stuff. But even on 1-0, I think our defenders would have kept a clean sheet. I think they've took the criticism from last game and they've performed really well.
That's 4 in 3 for Mason Greenwood right now. He's taken the Premiership by storm. How do you manage him and his development?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. He's got to look after it. I'm doing my bit to help him, but he's got to do it. He's the one that has to turn in training sessions, performances in training, in the games, live his life properly. So it's all down to him. He can go as far as he wants to.
How far can he go?
Very. He's an exceptional finisher, and I was surprised he didn't score his first chance today.
He actually said in one of his rare interviews he's nowhere near the level he believes he can be. Can he get better?
That's natural. He's 18. Of course he'll get better if he keeps on doing the right things, and he loves football. He's a footballer, natural footballer, and he's been in the academy since he was a little boy. His dad showed me a picture of the two of us when he was 7. When I took my little into the academy, one of these academy centres. So he's been in the club for so long, he knows what we want from him, and he knows that we believe in him.
And right now the form he's in, regardless of his age, automatic first pick?
You can't leave players out when they score goals. That's more or less impossible.
Also, I don't know if you're aware, Pul Pogba gave an interview recently which was such unbridled joy, how much he's enjoying himself, enjoying playing this team, seeing what's in front of him as well. As somebody who wants him to remain at the club, how much does that suggest to you that he sees his future at Manchester United?
Of course, we've still got a contract with Paul, and I've said it so many times, I think he's a fantastic person, fantastic player, one of the best midfielders in the world. I think he's proving that he's getting better and better because he's been out for so long, which is natural. And you can see he's enjoying himself. The team is a different team to the one he left when he went injured. So now it's the focus, the attitude, everything's miles better in that dressing room.
How can you keep this charge going? Is it about the momentum for as high as you can get?
Just focus on the next job. Absolutely don't believe in all the hype or the criticism. Just do your job. Go home, recover, come to work tomorrow morning, recover again, and then be ready for Monday, because that's going to be a very hard game against the Southampton team that is probably the team that runs the most in the Premier League. And if there's one thing I don't want to see, is my team being outworked.
Lastly, I'll give you a stat I think you'll enjoy. You're the first team ever in Premier League history to have won by 3 or more clear goals 4 consecutive games. Never been done before.
We should have had won by 5 clear ones in all of them, so I'm surprised by that stat though, but we should have had so many more goals. But we're keeping clean sheets, which is great. They're doing the jobs. I think we could have had a few more.